What's up? My name is Nunchi Goya. We are back with another review. Actually, we're going to be talking about the love hypothesis today. The love hypothesis has been everywhere. BookTok loves it. Bookstagram loves it. I don't even usually read this genre, but I had to know because, it's got the hype. First and foremost, it is a story about a woman in STEM, and I usually do take those kinds of stories into consideration first because I don't see as many around, and so I am always up to find another book with a well-developed woman in STEM character. And by this, I mean there seems to be an issue with writing any kind of woman in any kind of male-dominated field as unapproachable and cold and trying to be the best at everything, which, yes, that's a personality type, but it's not the only one. The love hypothesis follows the story of Olive, who is in a STEM program, and she is trying to get her best friend to believe her that she is not in love with this dude she dated for all of 5 seconds. To do this, her plan is to tell her friend that she's already found somebody else. She already got somebody on a night that she is supposed to be on a date. Her friend walks in and finds her going towards her lab. Her only solution, of course. Gotta kiss the closest by person. Had to show her that she has moved on, and kissing some random person was definitely the only way to go about that. Poor decisions aside, everything should have been fine except for the fact that the person she kisses is known as the meanest person or meanest professor on campus. People have come out of his office crying, and she just kissed him. My embarrassment and anxiety skyrocketed for her, first and foremost. After this kiss gets around school and she hears about it, she runs to go tell this teacher, this professor, not one of her professors thankfully, but this professor. She's sorry for kissing him. She's sorry that everybody's saying that they're dating now, and that he can't possibly want anybody to think that he would date somebody like her because he's just up there. He's not stuck up or anything like that, but he definitely he's definitely good at his job. So upon this conversation, they find that the only thing they can do is just go along with it, because they can both get something out of this. She can convince her friend that she's moved on and she doesn't want Jeremy anymore, and he can convince the board to release his funds because he's not going anywhere, because he has no ties. There's a concern that he may or may not be a flight risk. So with that mutually beneficial agreement in place, of course, they don't have to act like a couple. And I think one of my favorite things about this story is they definitely address that this is a trope and that she's living it. I use the phrasing like a Wattpad story a lot, and I don't mean it necessarily in a bad way. I just mean it in that there is a certain way that a Wattpad story is told. And I don't think that's necessarily a poor way of being told, but I think it is kind of the next generation of writing. Just like we don't write the same way, or books today are not written the same way that a book that came out in the 1930s is written. I think it's just a natural escalation going here. And there are some parts in it where I hear some words or some phrases and I'm like, that's a Wattpad story. This book has some solid demisexual representation in it, and I do love that. I do also love that she had considered herself, maybe she was asexual just because of it, and it didn't go straight to I am immediately this. I felt that was more realistic, and it kind of led to that self-discovery without having to go through an entire thing while we were in the book already. I like that she had just already kind of figured that out. I'm like, yeah, this is me kind of thing. It was done in a natural way. That was one thing that was really done, is even I could pick up on these romantic gestures that were happening, and that made the story more enjoyable for me because I didn't feel blindsided by this romance. Like, there are points in the book that I was just like, why are you lying? Stop lying. Stop lying. Just stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to him. You're a liar. You lying to your best friend. That was bad enough. But you can't lie to your best friend about this dude being your dude and then lie to this dude about being your dude. Like, you can't. So, anyway, that was something that was really well done, and I appreciated for my own benefit, because I felt like I could actually watch the romance escalate and watch it progress naturally. What I notice a huge trend in a lot of books right now is there's a lot of focus on them being spicy, and it kind of feels over-sexualized to me a lot. Again, my own personal thing, but there's a lot of focus put on it now, and I feel like there's a lot of books I can't just enjoy anymore, because it does distract me, and I'm not coming for the romance genre at all. I just don't prefer it, and I would like to find something with a sweeter romance, but with the same kind of storyline that happens in spicier romances, if that makes sense. This is a really good example of what I liked, because yes, something happened. Yes, there was description about it, but it wasn't overly done. It didn't make me feel like sick to my stomach, because there's sometimes where it's just like so focused on subtext that I'm like, I don't even know if she or he even wants to be doing this. And so the fact that there was an actual conversation, and when it did get to those spicy scenes, I really appreciated that it was executed that way, because I felt like I could still enjoy it, and it felt like it was still part of the story. It was still part of the characters. That's kind of another thing, is when it gets to those kinds of scenes, I do kind of notice a lot of character shifts, and it does take me out of the story if that happens. Olive was a really fun character to have, and I enjoyed that she had a life outside of the romance, and that she still had goals and things she needed to, and wanted to meet. So, all in all, I thoroughly did enjoy this book. I am going to give it a 3 stars for me, but a 4 stars generally speaking. Why is this different? Because of the way I rate my books. I don't think a 3-star review is bad. I think it's in the middle. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I don't regret it. And I probably have somebody to recommend it to. Or at least know who I would recommend it to. I recently saw something where authors don't want to be tagged in a 3-star review, and I don't usually tag the authors that often unless it's like a 5-star review, but I was unaware that 3 stars was considered bad. So I'm going to be making a video soon about how I rate my books, because 3 stars is just in the middle for me. It's not bad. A 2-star is bad. 1 star is I didn't even finish it. I probably am not going to bother with the video at all. I would probably just compile all the 1 stars I read and why I gave them 1 star, but I don't see how that's I don't see how that's beneficial to anybody, because if it's a 1 star, I probably didn't even feel enough for it to care that much. And this is not me being like a snobby reader, because I'm really not. I enjoyed Divergent unironically and Twilight unironically when I read them the first time through. Still enjoy Divergent. Twilight, I've come to my senses on some points. I still enjoyed the series. So it's not a snobby thing. I don't really have a high standard that things have to reach to impress me or for me to love it, but it's just the way I rate. I don't think a 3-star is bad. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this beautiful Vlogmas day. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to check out my book. Don't forget to check out my blog. And don't forget to check out The Love Hypothesis if this sounds like the kind of book you would love. And if you've already read it, let me know. What happened? What did you like about it? What did you hate about it? What did you give it? And do you think a 3-star is a bad rating? Have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.